It was a chilly fall morning in a quiet Midwestern town, the kind where leaves crunch underfoot and the air smells like impending rain. Sarah Thompson hurried along the cracked sidewalk, her faded sneakers pounding the pavement as she raced to her shift at the local diner. With her chestnut hair messily tied back and her mind on the bills piling up at home, she barely noticed the world around her until she reached the busy crosswalk. There, an older gentleman stood frozen at the edge, his hand shaking on his walking stick as cars zipped by, horns blaring impatiently. People streamed past him without a glance, some even muttering under their breath. Sarah's steps faltered. She saw the fear in his eyes, the way he teetered just a bit too close to the traffic. Her heart twisted, and before she could second-guess herself, she stepped up. "Excuse me, sir, would you like some help getting across?" she asked gently. Offering her arm? He looked up, his weathered face breaking into a relieved nod. Together they made their way, her hand steady on his elbow, shielding him from the rush. On the other side, he patted her hand gratefully. "Bless you, miss. Folks these days, they don't stop for anyone." Sarah smiled, waving it off. "It's nothing. Take care now." As he shuffled away, she caught sight of a polished black SUV idling. Nearby, its dark windows hiding whoever was inside. A man emerged tall, with sharp features and an impeccably fitted coat, watching the scene unfold with an intensity that made her uneasy. His gaze lingered on her, but he said nothing, just stood there like he was assessing something. Shaking off the odd feeling, Sarah hurried on, unaware that this small act of kindness was about to upend her life. Days later, desperation drove Sarah to the outskirts of town, to the sprawling Thompson Organic Farms, a place she'd only heard about in passing. Known for its vast fields and fresh produce sold across the state, she needed extra work. Her younger sister's college tuition was looming, and the diner tips weren't cutting it. With no farming background, she figured it was a long shot, but she knocked on the farmhouse door anyway. It swung open, and there he was, the same elderly man from the crosswalk. "Mr. Thompson?" she stammered, eyes wide. He chuckled warmly. "Well, if it isn't my guardian angel from the other day. What can I do for you?" Blushing, Sarah explained her situation. "I'm looking for any job. I need to help my sister with school." His eyes twinkled. "You've got spirit, that's for sure. Come on, I'll introduce you to my son. He runs things around here now." The house was cozy, filled with the aroma of homemade stew simmering on the stove. Moments later, a door opened and in walked the man from the SUV, crisp shirt, confident stride, but now with a guarded expression. "Dad, what's this about?" he asked, his tone clipped. "This is Sarah," Mr. Thompson said. "She's here for work. Not handouts. Could use an extra set of hands." Alex Thompson raised an eyebrow, sizing her up. "We do need help, I suppose. What skills do you have?" "I'll learn anything," Sarah replied firmly. "Gardening, chores, animals, whatever it takes." After a pause, Alex nodded. "Fine, start tomorrow. We'll see if you last." As she left, Mr. Thompson winked. "You've got this, kid." Sarah showed up at dawn the next day, rolling up her sleeves for the vegetable patch. The work was grueling, kneeling in the dirt, yanking weeds, picking ripe veggies under the sun, but it grounded her, gave her a purpose beyond scraping by. Alex kept his distance, observing from afar with that same watchful eye, like he was waiting for her to slip up. Yet, as the weeks wore on, Sarah thrived. The farm's beauty unfolded around her, rolling hills, buzzing bees, the satisfaction of seeing seeds sprout. One rainy afternoon, while mucking out the stables, Alex appeared at the doorway. "You're holding your own," he admitted, almost reluctantly. "Didn't think you'd stick with it." Sarah wiped sweat from her brow. "Life's taught me to push through." No other choice. He lingered a second longer than necessary, then turned away, but not before she caught a glimpse of something softer in his eyes: curiosity, maybe even respect. Gradually, the barriers started crumbling. It happened in little ways: a shared tool here, a quick word there. One day, Sarah stumbled while hauling a bucket of feed, spilling it everywhere and twisting her ankle. She bit back a curse, trying to stand, when Alex was suddenly there, steadying her with a firm grip. "Whoa, take it slow," he said, his voice unexpectedly kind. He knelt to scoop up the mess, then pulled a clean cloth from his pocket to dab at a smudge on her forehead. The touch was light, but it sent a spark through her. "You don't let many people in, do you?" she ventured, heart pounding. Alex paused, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "Trust doesn't come easy. Too many folks only see what they want to." He handed her the cloth and walked off, leaving her wondering about the man behind the walls. That evening, as dusk painted the sky in oranges and pinks, Sarah spotted Alex on the back porch, nursing a coffee and staring at the horizon. He looked lost, the weight of the world on his shoulders. On impulse, she fixed a mug of hot cocoa extra marshmallows, the way she'd always made it for her sister, and set it beside him without a word. He glanced up, surprise flickering across his face. "You didn't have to goat?" She shrugged. "Sometimes a little comfort goes a long way." As she turned to go, his voice stopped her. "Thanks, really." It was a crack, small but real, in the armor he'd worn so tightly. From there, things shifted. They found excuses to talk over fence repairs during lunch breaks. One starry night on the porch swing, Alex opened up. "I wasn't always like this," he confessed. "Mom passed when I was young, cancer. Dad threw himself into the farm, and I built walls to cope, buried myself in expanding the business." Sarah's heart ached. "I know that pain. Lost my mom early too. Dad skipped out, so it was just me and my sister. We scraped by nights in shelters, wondering if tomorrow would be better, but we survived." Alex looked at her with new eyes. "You're tougher than anyone I've met. Makes me realize how much I've hidden away." Their conversations deepened, weaving through dreams, fears, and forgotten joys. Laughter came easier, trust built like a slow-growing vine. Soon, Alex planned a quiet supper, just the two of them, with candlelight flickering on home-cooked pasta and salad from the garden. Soft music played, and for once, the talk flowed without reservation. Sarah felt seen, valued not for what she lacked, but for who she was. The farm, once a job, started feeling like a haven, but secrets have a way of surfacing. While organizing the attic one stormy afternoon, Sarah unearthed an old business magazine. The headline screamed, "Alex Thompson, the visionary behind a multi-million-dollar organic empire." Photos showed him in boardrooms, shaking hands with investors, his net worth splashed across the page. He wasn't just a farmer's son, he was the wealthiest man in the county, heir to a chain of operations spanning states. Betrayal hit like a gut punch. Why the charade? That night she confronted him in the tool shed. "How could you not tell me?" she demanded, voice trembling. Alex sighed, setting down his wrench. "I didn't want you judging me by the money. I wanted you to see me, the real me, not the CEO." Tears stung her eyes. "I fell for you, Alex, the guy who shared his vulnerabilities, who made me feel safe. Not your bank account, but hiding this? It feels like you never trusted me." He reached for her, but she stepped back. "I thought we had something honest. Guess I was wrong." She stormed out, packing her bags in a haze of hurt, ignoring Mr. Thompson's gentle pleas as she left. "Give him time," he murmured. "He's more than his mistakes." The farm felt empty without her. Alex buried himself in work, but the spreadsheets blurred, the meetings dragged. Memories haunted him, her quiet strength, the way she'd made him laugh, the warmth of her hand in his. His father cornered him one evening. "You're letting fear win, son. Wealth can't replace love. Go fix this before it's too late." Sleepless nights followed, regret gnawing at him. He had to make it right. He tracked her down at the diner, stepping inside looking rumpled and raw, not the polished executive. Sarah froze behind the counter. "What do you want?" He placed a small jar on the counter, homemade honey from the farm's bees. "You mentioned once how it reminded you of simpler times. I messed up. I was scared you'd see me differently." Her resolve cracked. "Gifts won't erase the lies, Alex." Rain pounded outside as she slipped out the back. He followed, catching her arm in the downpour. "Please, you're not a project or a pity case. You're the one who showed me how to feel again. I can't lose that." Soaked and vulnerable, she searched his eyes. "You made me believe in us. Why hide?" He pulled her close. "Because for the first time, I wanted something real. And that's you." In that storm, walls dissolved. They held each other, the rain washing away the pain, leaving only truth. Back at the farm, life bloomed anew. Sarah returned to open arms, Mr. Thompson's knowing grin, Alex's tender gaze. Over a family dinner of hearty stew and fresh bread, they shared stories, laughter filling the air. Alex took her hand. "This isn't about what I have. It's about who I am with you. You've made everything brighter." In that moment, Sarah knew love wasn't about perfection or possessions. It was about choosing honesty, embracing flaws, and building a life together, one small, heartfelt step at a time. And so, in the quiet rhythm of everyday life, they found their forever. Remember, sometimes the smallest kindness, like helping a stranger, can spark the greatest change. Trust your heart, open up to those who matter, and watch how love transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. You deserve that kind of story in your own life.